It is a beautiful summer or early fall day here at the Eastern Nebraska Gun Club, and I am going old school today. I'm shooting a black powder revolver, 44 caliber. This is the Remington model. It's the new model Army, and it's chambered in 44 round ball. And it's a black powder percussion revolver. So that means you have to load all 6 chambers of the cylinder manually. There's no cartridges involved. You use the revolver, has a built-in ramrod, and you assemble the cartridge inside the chamber of the cylinder. That's how I like to think of it. And here's some of the components I'm using. These are Spear round balls. They're sized at .451, so they're 45 caliber, which is the appropriate round ball to shoot out of a 44 caliber revolver, I guess. These are powder pellets. They are a brand called Ogden Pistol Pyrodex pellets, and I'm using these instead of loose powder, and they work pretty good. You just drop a pellet in there, drop a lubricated felt wad, 44 caliber, and then you put in your lead round ball, little 44 caliber bullet there, and then you top it off with a little bit of boar butter to seal it so you avoid a chain fire. That's what the cylinder kind of looks like when it's all lubed up and everything. You can see the yellow sticking out. That's the boar butter, lubricating the cylinder, fully sealing it. And then you top off the back of the cylinder. There's nipples on each chamber of the cylinder, and you top those off with a little percussion cap. These are number 10 size, which I found out the 11s are too big. They don't fit on there properly. They bind up the action because they fall off. Anyways, I've fired, let's see, 18 rounds out of the 44 caliber Pietta new model Army today, and it's been working very well. I'm going to go ahead and fire off 6 out of this cylinder, and hopefully she performs well. I like the accuracy. It's definitely not quite as consistent as a center fire revolver, but it's definitely respectable accuracy. I'm shooting at some paper plates downrange there, probably about 7 yards or so, and it's doing just fine. I actually like the sight. It's got just a real simple rear notch in the back on the top strap above the cylinder, and then it has an adjustable front notch or blade, a rounded bladed front sight, I suppose would be the proper term. So I'll see if I can rig up the camera so you can see some smoke fly, and we'll go ahead and give the new model Army another shot. We got our Pietta new model Army loaded up. We'll give it a shot, see how she does. Okay, I'm going to go over loading the black powder percussion revolver again. Again, I apologize for the camera angles and everything. The tripod at home. And so we're just going to go over this again. The lane next to me shooting a lot, so I probably won't talk a whole lot. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and put the revolver on half cock right there. That allows the cylinder to spin freely. And then at this point in time, we're going to load our powder charges. And then put in a lubricated felt wad. Drop in a 44 caliber lead ball. Use the revolver's built-in ramrod. Use the revolver's built-in ramrod. Ram that round home. And we're going to repeat the process 5 more times. We're going to add the powder charge to the empty chamber. Top off the powder charge with a felt wad, lubricated felt wad. I always forget the lubricated part. So we're going to top it off that with our projectile. This is a 44 caliber round ball. sure that lead round ball gets seated. Add another powder charge, another lubricated felt wad, another .44 caliber lead round ball. Seat that round. If you get out of sequence, you can run into trouble, so you always want to keep it the same. Powder, wadding, projectile. PWP, I suppose it could be our acronym. And then add another P at the end of it for primer. Alrighty. The more I use this revolver, it's getting broken, sort of. It seems to be working a lot better than the first time I brought it out. Of course, the first time I brought it out, it was like late January or February or something. There was snow on the ground. And, it was a lot more awkward to use. But today it's working really well. I find that even seating these lead balls is pretty effortless as long as I get it lined up right. If you get it off, if it's not lined up properly, you'll run into trouble. You won't want to seat because it's binding up. And this should be the last one. And again, for the guys next to me, there's no primers on the back of the cylinder. The nipples are unprimed. So now is the point where I'm going to add what's called bore butter, and I'm going to seal these chambers up. And this is probably unnecessary since I use the felt wads to seal it, but I bought this stuff, so I might as well use it, get kind of familiar with it. Maybe I'll run out of felt wads one day or forget them at home and I'll have to use this stuff instead. This stuff's a little messy, but it does make the gun really easy to wipe down when you're done with it. It kind of keeps the gun nice and clean, but definitely makes it a little more slippery. So I like to wipe it off before I shoot it. I like to wipe it off after I shoot it. And then repeat. This will be the 4th cylinder today out of the new model Army. I don't know how much more I'm going to shoot it. I've already been out here for probably a good half hour at least. But it is fun shooting this old school revolver, and really makes you appreciate all the advancements in firearms technology and the shooting sports that have happened over the last 100 and some years. We've really come a long way. But this is a lot of fun. Recreationally, I think it's a good time, and if you're interested in it, I would say check out getting a percussion revolver. They're pretty inexpensive. This one was 200 bucks. I think I mentioned that earlier. You can buy them without doing firearm paperwork, which is nice. So you don't have to do a form 7 or whatever it's called, buy a firearm. You just give them your money and it's yours. Because technically a black powder firearm like this one is not a firearm. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I'd walk down the street holding it. The local police would probably still treat you like you're doing something pretty crazy. But for buying it and enjoying it, you don't have to worry about paperwork and stuff like that. You just buy it and it's yours. So that's kind of cool. Another cool thing is if you're under 21, if you're like 18 and you want to get a handgun to shoot recreationally, you can go buy these. You don't need to be 21, I'm pretty sure. I think you just have to be 18. And you can buy them online too, like Midway USA has a nice stock of them. I'm sure Brownells or any of those other stores would accommodate you as well. And out of the ones I've looked at, I like the 1858. It just seems like a little bit more refined version than like the 1860 Colt or the 1851 Colt, although those are probably a little bit more popular. So like I said, I'm going to wipe her down, It's in half cock right now, not full cock. We're going to keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. This berm that I'm in is surrounding me on 3 of 4 sides. So she's pretty well wiped down. I'll set up the camera and we'll go fire another cylinder full. She's clear. After you fire it, the percussion caps just kind of explode and fall apart, so the cylinder will freely turn. I did use the wrong percussion caps the first time I brought them out. I used number 11s with 2 fit on there, but they're a little loose and they will jiggle free and they will bind up the action of the revolver, which pretty much just makes it a one-shot gun, and it's kind of dangerous to handle it. Excuse me, but the number 10s work really well. So definitely buy number 10 percussion caps if you get one of these. They work really well.